Hey guys, this is Zargi from the Zargi Studios and the GameMaker University, and today we're going to talk about movement, specifically just 4 to 8 directional movement in a 2D game, a top-down game. And we are also going to talk about basic collision to implement with this movement. Um, I've turned my webcam off for this one because I didn't really see much point. If anyone watching this if anyone who's watched the previous ones like me on webcam, just comment in the comment section telling me if you would like the webcam back. Um, Otherwise, I just I'm not going to put it have it on right now. So without further ado, I'm just going to let's just take these four Explorer sprites and paste them into GameMaker. These are default ones from the GameMaker Sprite pack, and I'm just going to rename them real quick. Um, uh, Explorer right, Explorer left. Okay, and in addition to that, simply import a sprite, preferably the same size as the player sprite for a wall. Just one sprite. Just name it wall or something. Wall is probably easier. So create 3 objects now, and name the first one solid object. We'll use it later. Name the second one wall object, and name it, just give it the wall sprite and parent it to the solid object. Oh, and one more thing. When you are setting up the sprites, center the origin and then set the Y to all the way to the bottom, and that made it so the origin of the sprite is now right here at the bottom. And do this for all of them. And there we go. That will make sure everything works out right. And didn't mean to close that. Name this player object. Okay, and just set the sprite to the down sprite for your player. Now it's okay if your player doesn't have if you don't well, I'll get to that in a second. So create event, control image speed equals 0. And that will make sure that the player doesn't cycle through the animations like that all the time, at least not when it's created. So create a step event and add execute code into that. And now type if keyboard check, not check, check VK, just name the first one right, and it's thundering outside if you hear any of it. VK right, and if we're going right, that means we add to the x-axis, so x plus equals 5. Let's make it 5. That is the speed that we go at per step, 5 pixels. And just copy this 4 times, and at the bottom of that, add another one, if not keyboard check. And remember, the exclamation point stands for not, so it's the same as just typing this not. It's checking it if that key is not pressed. But to save space, you really should just use exclamation point, and I didn't mean to add that 0 there. And then put 2 ampersands, that's the same as typing and, but 2 ampersands, and put all of those on there, and just one second, just put them on separate lines. I'm going to there we go, and just take the ampersands off of that one, then place, nope, I am horrible at typing today, sorry about that. And that means that okay, first change all of these to left, up, and down, and change the values that we're adding and decreasing x and y. For instance, we're taking away from y when we're going left, x, I'm sorry, taking away from x, y, minus 5, and plus 5. There we go. Now, you own, okay, and also fix this. Left, up, down. So that's checking if none of the our movement keys are pressed. Now you really only need this if you're going to have an animation of the player walking. If you just have a box or something, or a static sprite that doesn't animate or change directions, then you don't really need this down here. And the same goes for adding this. But since adding this next thing that I'm going to do, but since we do have one second. Since we do have animated sprites, I'm going to show you how to do that with animated sprites. So, if keyboard check VK right, image speed equals 1. And just copy this for all of your keyboard check functions. Okay. Okay, and now if not keyboard check, then image speed equals 0, and that makes sure the sprite will stop animating. If you're not, it's, boy is it raining out there. Yeah, I'm sorry, let me turn my mic volume up. There we go. And, let's see. Now we need to make sure to set to the correct directional sprite. So, sprite index equals, and our sprites are named Explorer, so we just put Explorer right. And if we copy that and paste it into here, and then change it to the right one, the corresponding one, I should say. VK up, and Explorer down. So there. And just to make it look clean, image, sorry, my mind's image index. My mind was drawing a blank there for a second. Equals 0, and that should work. Let's just test it. Oop, don't have a room. Need to add a room. Player, just put the player anywhere in the room. And well, it's working. You walk around, your player animates correctly. Now let's work on the walls in the collision bit. Now this isn't that hard. You just have to add something on to each of these keyboard check statements. So, and place meeting. Just add this onto here. Okay, so that's right. So x plus 5, and then just put y, and then put solid object, and that's essentially it. You just have to add add one of those onto each of your keyboard statements. I'm sorry, I'm getting over a cold, so that's why my voice sounds kind of like this. So let me explain what this does. Place meeting. Basically, it calculates out. So it's taking the Explorer object and it calculates if my player object, if myself were put in this case 5 pixels to the right, and there's thunder outside. Whoa, that was big. If myself were put 5 pixels to the right, would I collide with an instance of solid object? And remember that we set our wall to be parented to the solid object. So if it sees a wall there, it's just going to say it's basically the same thing as a solid object. So that means that if it sees a wall 5 pixels to the right, it won't do any of this at all. Now let's just change these for these if y minus 5 on left, because we're going left instead of right, up, if y plus 5, no, if y minus 5, sorry, and if y plus 5. Actually, it's, and actually I made a big mistake here, it's not, if not place meeting. And there we go. Now let's test it. Add some wall objects to your room. Just draw a little box here. And we can walk around, and we can move within the box, but we can't go through any of the walls, and we don't get stuck on any of them. So yeah, that's just a quick and easy way to add fast collision to your 2D like a maze game or another type of game. I will put there will be a link to the GameMaker file, and actually I don't believe so, but place meeting does not require the Pro version or the standard version of GameMaker, so this should work with the light version. I will put a zip file with the 5 sprites required and the GM81 file for you to download. Anyway, this has been Zargi with GameMaker University. I hope to see you next time.